Well, it's 7:28. It's not time yet. But are we gathering an audience?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I sent out some reminders.
What?
I sent out some reminders.
Good. We're going to get it in tonight. Tonight I'm flatulate.
You don't have any. You don't have a notebook to put your notes
Nah,
on?
man. I'm good. I made my little notes. Intrinsic ingrained ideologies, philosophies.
I don't like them.
So, sorry.
We can hardly see them.
I don't need to
And
see
I know
them.
that they're just
Y'all don't
funny.
need to see them. Those are my notes.
Felicia Robinson is watching.
Felicia Robinson. Hello, Felicia. How are you? Tonight you're going to learn something, my sister. And I'm going to try not to move around so much.
Stephanie Washington is on.
Stephanie, I love Stephanie and Gerard, they are doing big things. Gerard, excuse me. They're doing big things. They're doing shows. They're traveling up and down the highway to Atlanta and back. So I'm big fans of Stephanie and Gerard.
Yep. You're trying to get anything established, having anything to do with finances. They are the go-to people.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Let's get it in. So you're really not going to get on camera?
No.
All right.
Ready for the nuggets, Stephanie said. Good evening. Ready
It's going to
for
be good
these
stuff.
nuggets.
The cool thing about Stephanie being on here is Stephanie has, I don't know if she's seen any of this stuff before, but she's been my client before. So even if she has seen anything we're going to talk about tonight, it's going to reinforce some stuff.
You're rocking over there. Can you step one step forward and then you can rock all you want? There you go.
Yeah, but I need to write, so I'm going to have to stand back.
You'll be fine.
Okay, cool.
Just right now.
7:30. So intro the show. Can you do that?
Yes. So,
Say something.
Yeah.
Introduce me. Bring me
Deborah
out.
Ross is coming on Improve Your Sales Now forum.
Okay.
And it's now 7:30, so we're going live with Brian K. McNeill tonight. Tonight's show is
How to think your way into more sales. How to think your way into more sales. And I'm ready to go. Okay?
You ready to go? Go.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go. I want you to think about, when I work with someone, what I can tell in a very early time period is how they think. Typically on the very first workshop I get when I work with someone, I can look at the way they answer questions and the way they answer questions consistently and learn how they think. For example, if someone whose first job out of high school was at customer service desk, and throughout the next 20 years, let's say from 18 to the age 38, they work in all kinds of customer service type of jobs. They think customer service. That's something that they might have had an interest in before they started, which was an intrinsic interest in them. And then over time and through training and through what they were around, that thinking became ingrained. It became a part of them, the way they think. And then that same person who might have been working customer service for 20 years, and then they decide they want to go into business for themselves. Well, very often these people who've been thinking one way and now they have to think entrepreneurial or they have to think sales, sometimes transitioning from the way they were thinking into the way they need to think in order to produce and make money is difficult because they're still thinking customer service.
Gloria Oliphant has an interesting comment.
What's her interesting comment?
She said you have to put yourself in the consumer's shoes, what you would like the product to do for you.
See, now that's one way of thinking.
Carla Bell is watching.
Thank you, Carla. Dr. K? That's who that is. Up in, I think, D.C. area, Virginia area, Northern Virginia area. But anyway, see, even that thinking right there is something that was maybe intrinsic and then it became ingrained. And these intrinsic thoughts and that become ingrained, sometimes they impede your ability to sell. They get in the way of your ability to sell. So we're going to cover two areas tonight. We're going to cover the way people think when they have to sell their services. And then the second part of what we're going to cover is some philosophies I'm going to invite you to adopt, some selling ideologies. Now, if anyone's on this broadcast and they earn their living through clients, they want to gain clients, or they have an intangible service to offer the world. Now, they have to think like sales. Now, if they're business owners, they have to think like a business owner, but at least some of the time they have to think like sales. People who earn their money through clients, they go about it in certain ways. Some people think like hunters. Now, when they think like a hunter, hunters think, they think about plotting it out and planning it out. And they want to go out and capture and kill and eat what they kill. They think like hunters. They think like going out and capturing their prey. That's just the way they think. They want to gain clients, so they think like a hunter to go secure the business. That's one way of thinking. One way of thinking is hunters.
Use the black marker, they can see it better.
Okay.
Please.
No problem. I do everything my wife says. One way of thinking is thinking like hunters. Hunters. They want to hunt the business. Now, some people think like farmers. If they earn their livelihoods by accumulating clients and selling themselves, and they want to gain more people to buy from them, some people think like farmers. Now, the way farmers think, a farmer thinks they want to consider a field or a market, and they want to work their own field, and they're fiercely independent in their thinking, but they know if they take great care of their own field, eventually a harvest is coming. They're accustomed to working a long time in their field. For example, a real estate agent who wants to be a master of a certain zip code. So that zip code is their farm. So they stay in that zip code. They become experts in that one particular zip code. And they want to stay there and work that zip code because they know if they become the recognized authority in that zip code and they work only in that zip code, they farm their farm, eventually a harvest is going to come. And that's just how they think. Some people think like relators.
Write farmers down.
Oh, excuse me, farmers. Thank you, baby. My wife is also my director. Farmers. Some people think like farmers. Now, some people think like what I call relators or relators. A relator is typically someone who gets along with a large variety of people. They can find something about most everybody that they like, and they build that commonality they build their businesses on that commonality. For example, you're a professional woman, I'm a professional woman, we should work together. Or you're from this part of the country, I'm from this part of the country, we should work together.
Dr. K is from Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio, thank you. You've been through these type of things. I've been through those type of things too. We have some commonality and we should work together. Relators build their businesses on common grounds, and they look for common grounds, and they can get along with a large variety of people. They get along with older and younger, all different ethnic backgrounds, all kinds of things. They relate to build their business.
Andre is on, right? Relator. Angie, Tina Caraway is on. Fateria.
Tina Caraway is another. I'm a fan of hers. She's been a meeting planner for a long time. She travels the world. She has a fantastic life, and she has overcome cancer. So I'm a big fan of hers.
Amen. Andre Pfizer is on.
Brother Andre, how you doing, sir? Relators. That's what I call them, relators.
That's it. Kelly Shepard Watts is on.
A real estate agent, another one. Good, good. So now, isn't she?
No.
She's a coach? Anyway, whatever. But anyway, relators. And then the fourth one I want you to know about is the way people think. Some people, I call them visitors. Visitors.
Brandy Butler, Delonda Geiger.
Delonda Geiger. That's right. Fitness queen.
Yes.
Diva. Downsizing divas. Okay.
Michelle DeWitt. Brandy Butler says, I'm a relator.
Relator. Okay. Well, maybe you are. Now, some people are visitors. Now, typically visitors are people who are very, very competent. They know what they're doing. They study their craft. They know their businesses inside and out. And they're willing to share their knowledge. They take a lot of classes. They learn a lot of stuff. And they're willing to share their knowledge freely. They give and give and give a lot of information for free. And they're willing to help for free. But what visitors never do is they never overtly ask for business. They never say, will you give my services a try? What their game is, they want to keep giving and they want to keep serving because they know if they keep giving and keep serving, what the heck? Excuse me. If they keep giving and they keep serving, eventually a harvest is going to, eventually someone's going to say to them, you know what? You've been so helpful to me. You've been so knowledgeable. Can I work with you? And then they'll say yes. That's how they work. That's what, excuse me, I'll back up. Okay. So they visit, they give, and they wait for someone to say, can I work with you? And when someone says, can I work with you? They say yes. That's how they build their businesses. Now here's the challenge. Hunters and farmers, these guys here, they make the money. Hunters and farmers. Relators make less money, and visitors make like no money. That's the challenge. Now, everyone that's on this broadcast, we all have our natural ways of thinking. But whether you think like a hunter, or you think like a farmer, or you think like a relator, or think like a visitor, if you think like a visitor, and that's natural to you, continue to think that way, but I'm going to suggest that you adopt some farmer or some hunter traits.
Stephanie Washington, who was your client, said, remember, that's how she started. She asked for the sale now without hesitation.
Amen. See, that's growth. Okay. A lot of people who were not trained in sales believe that the key to being a great salesperson is to just keep giving information.
Brandy said, I'm a farmer now. I'm a farmer.
And you know what happened to Brandy? A lot of times in my practice, people will hear me start here, and I'll go there and they'll say, oh, that's what I am. And then they'll hear this, oh, this is what I am. But after I ask them a few questions, I find them in this camp. Okay, a lot of people are in the visitor camp. You know, it's not charity work. It's work where you have to ask for what you're wanting. Ask for what you're wanting. So,
Dr. K says there's time for hunting and farming.
There's time for hunting and farming, but I don't believe, and I've been doing this 24, 25 years, I don't believe if you think like this, you can become that. Okay, what happens is you can learn how hunters do some of their things and develop some of their tactics and methods and adopt some of those some of the time. Okay, but hunters and farmers, those guys make the money. For example, if you're firmly in the visitor category and you get trained and learn how to farm, for example, learn how to pick a market, pick your own market, and serve your own market very well, then you can still maintain what's true to your personality and still make money. Okay? Hunters, farmers, relators, and visitors. Now, what I want everyone that's on the broadcast to do is I want you to think about where you are right now. Think about where you are right now. Which camp do you believe that you're in first? And then which camp do you believe you're in second? Like a first place and second place. Yes, ma'am.
Gloria Oliphant says that, Oliphant Isles says, I'm a hunter and I always look at how I can get this money. Cheryl Jones is on the broadcast.
Hello, Sister Cheryl. All right, hunters, farmers, relators. Hunters, they think like a hunter. They want to hunt the business. Farmers, they want to plant seeds. They want to plant seeds and nurture their farm because they know a harvest is coming. Relators, they look for commonalities. What do we have in common? And then we build our business based upon that. Where are you from? Yes, ma'am.
Dr. K says, can you be all four at one point or the other?
No, I don't believe so.
No, nah.
I don't think so. Okay? Because you have to, what happens is when you get in a business negotiation or when you actually get a person in front of you, people deviate back to what's comfortable for them, what's natural for them. And your personality matters. When you're selling your services, your personality matters a great deal. Your natural personality, because that's the only way you're going to come across as true. So now, knowing this, whether you're a hunter or a farmer or a relator or a visitor, these are intrinsic values and they become ingrained. The only way you move from one level to another is with training. You have to learn some stuff. You can read some stuff, you can talk to coaches, but you have to continue to learn. You have to train yourself or go through training to get from one category to the next. Now, knowing this here, those things are natural, okay? And those things are a part of you. But there are some selling ideologies I want you to be aware of. Now, I'm moving very, very fast here because I'm going to limit this to a 30-minute block. Selling ideologies, selling ways of thinking that I want you to consider adopting. making them your own. First, we covered intrinsic and ingrained stuff. Now I'm going to give you some philosophies. And these are ways to sell. Now, one is an old school method that a lot of companies still use. It's called, right, told me to use the black.
Yeah, because people actually want to be able to read what you put up there.
They're not going to read it. Features and benefits selling. Features and benefits selling is very old school, and lots of companies built their businesses, like IBM and Hewlett Packard. They built their businesses on a features and benefits selling model. This is what we have, and the way it benefits you is this. Or this machine does this, this, and this, and the way it benefits you is this. I'm a sales coach, and one of the features is you get to contact me every day if you want to, as long as you don't abuse your sales coach. That is a feature. The benefit of it is you don't have to be out there in the field alone. You don't have to feel alone. You can take your coach with you, as long as you have your cell phone with you. Mm-hmm. So the feature is what it is, and the benefit is how it benefits the person. But this doesn't matter unless you're able to say what the benefit is. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to say what is the benefit of that thing.
You're getting lots of love for that.
Okay? Features and benefits. I particularly believe this works particularly well with products, mm-hmm. with things that you're going to lead them with. Your book can be a product, okay? Features and benefits. Okay, something, soap and lotions, potions. If you have any of those things, the feature of it is what it is, and the way it benefits you, thank you, baby, mm-hmm. the way it benefits you is what it does. But this does not work unless you're able to articulate what is the specific feature and what is the specific benefit. My book here is a product, okay? This is a product. But the feature is, one of the features is, it's only 74 pages long. It's a very short, it's very short. You can cover the whole thing kind of quickly. And the benefit is you can get the information that you need quickly and actually start using it quickly. The feature is it's brief, 74 pages. The benefit is you can get the meat that you need right away.
The other benefit of it is, for me, is that along with your coaching, it's something that I can take along with me.
Yes.
So even though I know my coach is a few minutes away and I can call him, there are times, especially when I do phone consultations or on my way into an appointment, that I may review back on something. And so having the book, in addition to my notes, is very useful.
Amen. That's a wonderful point. I want you to be aware of this.
Jabela said it's an easy read, and it is.
Jabela?
Jabela Ledai.
Okay,
or Ledsey.
Now, the next selling ideology, selling way of thinking I want you to be aware of is what's called consultative selling. Consultative selling. Consultative. Now, a consultative salesperson, what your job is to figure out what your client's desired outcome is early as you can. What is it that your client wants to have happen? What is their desired outcome? And you do that by asking good questions. So once you figure out what their desired outcome on a consultative selling model is, once you learn what their desired outcome is, you make their desired outcome your desired outcome, and you kind of partner with them towards the same goal. For example, if I was a weight loss coach and the client tells me I want to lose 40 pounds, you want to lose 40 pounds? I also want you to lose 40 pounds. So together, we're going to make this happen. A consultative salesperson, their job is to try to get on the same side of the table as your clients, metaphorically. And think of it as shouldering with your client and holding your client's hand and going in the same direction. That's how you should think of it as a consultative selling model. If you want to be a consultative salesperson, again, your job is to find out what it is that they want to have happen as a direct result of working with you. For example, if you're a life coach, for example, and the client you're talking to wants to get back into the dating scene, get over their divorce and get back into the dating scene, and they want to do it skillfully. You want to get back into the dating scene? I also want you to get back into the dating scene. So together, we're going to take the steps it takes to clear the cobwebs, to clear the mess out your life so that you can That's consultative selling model. Yes, baby. Okay.
Jabela wants to know how much is the book.
The book is, I sell this book for $15. You can get it on Amazon, Amazon.com. You can look up books by Brian Keith McNeill. I have several books on there. But it's $15. It's $14.95 on Amazon.com. Okay? Or we'll post a link. Everyone in here will post a link so you can actually go to it. The third selling ideology, third selling model I want you to know of is what's called Socratic selling. Socratic selling, named after Socrates. Socrates was going on a quest later in his life. He was looking for an honest man. And the way he did that, he would go from town to town and meet men and ask people questions to try to determine who was honest. Socratic selling is selling through questions. Selling through questions. And even overcoming objections through questions. Your whole model is, for example, I'm a sales coach. I may ask someone, are you rocking right now in selling your services? Are you selling as much as you want to? And if the answer is no, well, why not? I don't know. Well, how long has it been this way? Okay, what are we going to do to fix this kind of thing? You know, questions, questions, questions. This is on the same model that if you say it, they can doubt you. But if they say it, it's true. And your job as a Socratic salesperson is to kind of set them up.
Stephanie says that she has been using Socratic. I perceive that's where she added this comment.
Okay.
With her new business, and it's been very, very successful for her.
Yes, and it will be. If that's natural to you. Again, all of these things don't fit every personality. And the longer I'm in professional sales, I believe your natural personality does matter. Everyone can't sell the way Brother Brian McNeill sells, and you shouldn't try to sell like me. You should try to sell like the very best version of yourself.
For authenticity's sake.
For authenticity's sake, yes.
Jabela wants to know that are you asking qualifying questions? That's what you're asking, qualifying questions, right?
I'm afraid to put the hook on it and say yes to just qualifying questions, because it doesn't have to be just qualifying questions. It could be questions that just make them comfortable. It could be questions that lead down a road. It doesn't have to be qualifying questions. For point of clarification, qualifying questions are questions that you ask that lead directly to the sale.
Right.
Okay. Are they qualified? Do you have enough money to afford me? Is a qualifying question. Now you wouldn't ask it that crassly,
right.
But that's basically a type of qualifying question. So be careful with those.
Dr. K reiterated, be yourself. It is important
yes.
to be authentic.
Your
Absolutely.
personality matters a great deal, but skills also. So what I want you to do is learn skills and use the skills to color and to shape your thing. Okay. Socratic selling is selling through questions and overcoming objections through questions. You don't have to wear yourself out. Just question, question, question. Every objection, you can reframe it as a question. When I was really cocky and giving seminars all over the place, I'm not that cocky anymore, but I still believe I'm very, very good.
You're not that cocky.
No. But one of the things I've done is, in a group of professionals, I would say, you give me any objection, and I will answer it with a question. And typically people only get like 4 or 5 objections, but it made me look good. Okay, they'll say stuff like, your price is too high. And I'd want to say, compared to what? You know, are you saying my price is too high, or are you saying that you just don't have enough money to afford me? Just keep asking questions, questions, questions. Now, when time is running quite fast, I need to move.
You have 8 minutes.
The fourth one that you need to be aware of is what's called hurt and rescue selling. Hurt and rescue. A hurt and rescue salesperson, it comes in 4 parts. And this is very important. I think this is the way sales are made today more. Hurt and rescue selling, it comes in 4 parts. The hurt and rescue salesperson, you never cause pain, but what you do is you uncover pain that's already there. You talk about what's going on that's not the way your client wants. You uncover the pain. You talk about the pain briefly, then you talk about how expensive it is to stay in that pain, and then you rescue them with your services. So what you do is you uncover pain, and talk briefly. Talk about how expensive it is to stay in that pain, and the expense to stay in that pain is not just money. It could be in aggravation. It could be in wasted time. It could be in a lot of different things. but it costs you something to stay in that pain. And then you rescue them with what you have. So, rescue them. Spelling doesn't count. RESCUE. Okay? Rescue them with what you have. Okay?
James Penn says, identify the pain and agitate the pain and then offer the solution.
Well, that's great, James, but one more step. Talk about how expensive it is to stay in that pain. For example, if I was using a hurt and rescue model and selling sales coaching, I would talk about, just like the same example. So right now, are you selling enough to make you happy? No, you're not. Well, why not? See, that's a very high pressure question, but it's pressure that people put on themselves. How long has it been that way? Really? So I'm talking about that pain, but only briefly, a couple of sentences.
He said that's the agitation.
Yes, that's the agitation.
Yeah.
Then you talk, well, if you don't fix this, or if you don't get this remedied, what does it cost you? You know, is it going to cost you, you'll be able to do less with your money, or you won't be able to do something else, or is it going to keep you from doing something else? What does it cost you not to get it right? What does it cost you to not improve your sales? What does it cost you over years not to develop your skill sets? Okay? And then you rescue them. Well, look, if you let me help you, that problem will be behind you. If you let me help you, we're going to remedy that with my services. So, between features and benefits, and again, I recommend this with products, with things.
5 minutes.
I got 5 minutes.
James says, make it hurt. No, we don't want to make it. He says, make it hurt.
You uncover pain that's already there. So a hurt and rescue salesperson needs to be the nicest person that they met that day, because you're going to ask tough questions. But you need to be genuinely nice, okay? You uncover pain that's already there. You talk about that pain briefly, because what you don't want to do is wallow in the pain, okay? Talk about that pain briefly. Talk about how expensive it is to stay in that pain, and then you offer your services as a rescue. So now, between features and benefits, consultative salesperson, just to reiterate my point, features and benefits, this is what we have, and the way it benefits you is this. Consultative salesperson, what is it that you're wanting to have happen as a direct result of us talking? You want this, I want this for you. So you and I together will get it done. We're going in the same direction, in the same boat. Socratic selling is selling through questions and even overcoming objections through questions. And hurt and rescue selling is where you uncover pain. What? Yes, ma'am. Okay, uncover pain, talk about the pain briefly, talk about how expensive it is to stay in that pain, and then offer your services as a rescue. So tonight we covered selling intrinsic and ingrained things between hunters and farmers and relators and visitors. And we also talked about selling ideologies real briefly. So I wanted to do this in a real short time period. Now, if you want to get any more about how to do those things, I recommend my book. Or anybody that's on this broadcast, anyone that's on this broadcast, I will offer you something for free. I'm going to offer you something for free. If you will reach out to me, if you would just reach out to me however you do it, through Facebook or call me or email me or whatever, my phone number is right here. Oh, that's Lisa's. My phone number is here, but it's 919-345-4893. If you will call me, I will give you a free selling your services consultation. We'll do it by phone. It'll last 15, 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, depending. And in that short time period, I will be able to help relaunch you.
James says free, zero?
Yeah, that's free. Okay. It's a way I can market. But I wanted to give. I hope somebody on this call tonight, broadcast tonight, got something that could be helpful to them. If anyone got anything tonight in this real short time period, and I know I talked very, very fast today, if you got anything that's helpful to you, say so. I want to read about it. Okay, or reach out to me. Yes, ma'am.
Stephanie says that she definitely likes that, and it was when you were talking about hurt and rescue. That's good to use when they're hesitating about moving forward.
That's a good point. Now, let's say, for example, you've done your whole presentation, and you believe they fully understand how your services can help them, and they start the process of wanting to buy. And then sometimes people will start the process of hiring you or buying from you, and then they have a hiccup. They get a second thought. Well, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know. When that happens, then going back to Brother James, you need to hurt them again. Which means when I say hurt them again,
reveal
that means
the hurt.
Remind them of that pain. Remind them of that pain. And that's a very good point. What you don't want to do is start negotiating things like how much you cost and all that stuff. Don't do that. If you're spending a lot of time talking about your rates and all that stuff, that means you need to go back and start over again or do something that you should have done earlier a little bit better. What you want to talk about is how you can help them. All right, so it's 7:58. I promise I will do this in 30-minute time block. This is a sales mastery thing. Does anyone have any questions else?
Dr. K says, thanks for the tag. We got a whole bunch of likes. Everybody is, I'm sure, going to be reviewing their notes. And anybody who doesn't have the book, I included the link in both broadcasts. Please go ahead and download it on order your copy. Or what are you looking for?
My other books. But anyway, I'm there in the living room. Don't worry about it. I'm at home. Okay, so The Shortcut is the book I recommend for anyone beginning or relaunching. The Shortcut, the fastest route to selling your services better than you ever had before, so you can earn more money than you ever before. But my next book after that was called Asking for the Money. And that book is all about closing sales. You can find them in the same place. You find The Shortcut, you find Asking for the Money, and my children's book, Why Rhinos Make Great Salespeople.
Stephanie says, invest in improving your skills with Brian. It will make you more money. Michelle DeWitt says, this was great. James Penn, tremendous value. Kimberly St. Clair Marshall, hey, Coach, see you in the morning.
She is. That's right, we have an appointment.
That's right.
Awesome. I can't wait to see Kimberly. So I love all my clients, okay? So now it's 8 o'clock, and I still don't have a signature sign-off, baby.
You got to come up
with
one.
I need to come up with a signature sign-off. Let's see.
Why don't y'all leave some comments for how he should sign off his broadcast. For those who can't close a window, you better get the book.
I got a signature sign-off.
Yeah,
okay?
Go ahead.
It's a poem. It's going to take 2 minutes.
That was James Penn.
It's going to take 2 minutes. This is my sign-off for the night.
It's going to take 2 minutes. That's not a sign-off. It needs to be ...
This is going to take 2 minutes, okay?
Oh, this is not approved. Just so that you all know, it's not approved.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, will my empire rise and fall like the Roman legions must, ash to ash and dust to dust? Is there something more to our lives than to build it for our ex-wives and then give our children more than their parents had before? I go to work, I earn the bread, I watch TV, and I go to bed, and sunrise, sunset, year to year. Before I knew it, winter is here. This is not a scrimmage or a practice game. There's no Martyrs Hall of Fame. Time, the speedster, takes its toll. And for us as business people, every day really is the Super Bowl. That's all.
Signing off. Brian K. McNeill. Good night.
Good night.